Yeah, I do have an experience to share. It didn't come while I was asleep. It was more so just a view that I had. I was sitting down and I was just kind of going over some things. And all of a sudden, I started to really see that I started to see my book and what I wanted to put in there next and certain things like that. And of course, I haven't come up with like a title or nothing like that, but it's all there anyway. And anyways, I was just sitting there and I got this view that all these people from like my past and all these people that I've come to know and just all these individuals, even individuals I didn't recognize, they were all standing in front of me like a giant crowd, but they started to split. They started to like make a way for me so I could walk through them. And some of them would even put their hand out to sort of like gesture me on or kind of like welcome me to kind of walk through them. And it was very interesting that they didn't just automatically do that. I had to step towards them and it was like they were parting for me. And what was very interesting is as I kept like walking through them, eventually I came out of the crowd and there was no people around me, but I started to lose my clothing. I started to lose I think I was wearing like a beanie. I lost my little sweater that I was wearing. Then I lost my shoes, and then I lost my my belt, and I lost like all the rest of my clothing until I was absolutely totally in the nude. And then eventually what happened was, at least what I had seen, was that I had totally disappeared. After I was completely exposed, I was gone. I had disappeared. Not I as in, you know, me and my awareness, but the personal self had disappeared. And what I really see in that experience is it kind of emphasizes focus and really going through it and seeing kind of what's possible, because you lose all these ideas and attachments. The people is almost like attachments in other parts of ourselves. They all kind of get in line, you might say, with this. And, you know, you keep going through that kind of with your intent and you lose all of this stuff. And it's very interesting because I had another dream vision where I was kind of shown like, you kind of your sense of identity and these things that you cling to that seem to mean something, that are like important, you lose them. And that's scary for people. And, you know, this experience kind of emphasized that, losing the shoes and losing the belt and these things. It's not that I'm literally taking my clothes off. It's that it's these parts of myself and these ideas that I have, like identity, that are being sort of stripped away. But as you keep going, you disappear, you know, that you lose that, you forget about that, you know, you start to see something else, you know, instead of that being the focus. And that gave me a really good idea for my book cover, what to use, not the title, but the image of what to use on the image. I'm going to try to make an image. I'm going to see if I can't figure out some of that editing software where it's going to be like the evolutionary scale, where, you know, it goes from like the monkey and like the human to the human being. So as they say, have we all seen that? But it's going to be, I'm going to add into it a man with a business suit, you know, and like a briefcase. And then after that, beyond him, I'm going to add just like that little ball of light, kind of like the evolutionary steps, all the little steps we take, you know, to eventually become new. So that's my little idea there. I just wanted to share that experience.
Hey, Jeremy. Yeah, no, that's excellent. And yes, it shows that you don't need these things, but at the same time, while we're in creation, like I said before, the boys look for people that are creative here, because that's what it's all about, reaching these people. So sometimes people misinterpret this in different ways. Yeah, like the personal self. Well, one-dimensional people will misinterpret. It's like, oh, I lost everything and I was naked, and, you know, the personal self will go, oh, gee, it was like embarrassing or whatever. But they don't see that, yes, you're exposing yourself to all life, because it supports us when we're willing to simply give up this stuff, but still utilize it while we're here. And so that's where the spiritual paths and that have now failed, because it's all about you getting to a happy place for you. And that is not what all life is about. It is about the sun shining upon everybody and reflecting back. So as we do this, then others become the sun and we reflect upon each other. So that's a very, very important part, and it's through these steps. And so this is what we're sharing with people, something very real and clean. And so this is why I brought out started off with the new presentation here, and that's still there, but also brought out the all new Real to, constantly, give people the advantage of this reference for them to be able to see, because it's not in the mind thinking anymore. See, again, they're going to look at the references, and at first, yes, they're going to think, oh, that's funny, or that's strange, or, why does he speak like that, or why does he write like that, etc. But it's in the seeing. It's learning to see what's really going on, and just like your experience, you're seeing it, and that is that it's okay, and it's showing that you're fine, because you're awareness. You're not the body or the personality. Now Paul mentioned that, as you go through this process, you keep your individuality. Well, of course, what would most people be thinking? You could take a poll on this, a vote, and it's like, oh, well, I'm Susie, and I'm still going to be Susie. Well, no, Susie is the created part, okay? The individual part is your real awareness. You're an awareness, I'm an awareness, there's other awareness, and you're just like a ball of light is what you are, what's represented in the pictures that we show. So we're all the same as life as it is itself. You might say when it's personified in the true reality, but realistically it's an isness, just like the air we breathe. And so again, for the most part, and went through what Paul created and whatever, but that really referenced the personal self. And so that is misunderstood too, because people are thinking in terms of happiness, aren't they? They want to be happy, and that's the personal part. And it's more than happiness is what we're referring to. The focus is real. And happiness is not even considered because it's real. So again, just like the air we're breathing, are you considering to be happy while you breathe? Well, that's an idea, but just breathing is okay. And so there becomes the focus with what's real. That's an example and a reference. So yes, thank you, Jeremy. Cool.